Well, I certainly think that we have tortured these poor beavers enough, so let's move on and see how much fun that we can have with these ones. And we'll go for a different map, I think. Waterfalls sound nice. I know that beavers really enjoy water. And this pretty much sums up how creative I'm going to be with this playthrough. So to begin with, we need to establish a water source, a food source, and most importantly, a wood source. So let's not mess about, a road straight to the edge there, and then let's get some deep water pumps. Just start putting a few of them just along this riverbed here. And of course, a few gatherer flags for our berries. And another road leading up to our forest, which we will place down some lumberjack flags for. And let's get some storage in here as well. I think we'll take advantage of this fertile land here as well. Let's get down a farmhouse. And what type of crops are we doing? How does carrots sound, guys? I've heard you all love carrots. And if you don't enjoy carrots, then you better get used to it, guys, because this is going to be your real only source of food for quite some time. We'll also put in some more storage like a warehouse and some of these water tanks, but what we'll do is maybe make them a bit lower priority at the moment and make these builds here a bit higher priority just so they get those built up quicker. And housing wise for these beavers, we have got a few options to go for once we get some science points in. But for now, we've just got some basic barracks to put down, which we'll place over here. And this particular faction has an interesting way of being able to grow its population, because they can't do it the old-fashioned way. They have to do it through breeding pods. So let's set a couple of these pods just along the way here. And once we get those up and built, they are going to require some water alongside some berries to make some brand new beavers. Who would have thought that's all that beavers are made of? Just water and berries. I don't want to put on too many items here to begin with, because I really just need food, wood and water sorted. But without saying that, I am going to place in some of these inventor huts, just so that we can start getting some science in as well. But that is certainly enough for you guys to be getting on with here to begin with, so get to it, guys. Busy. That is a good first start. We now have our water pump up, so water hopefully won't be too much of an issue. In fact, let's maybe make this small water tank now more of our priority, just so we can start storing some of it. I was maybe a bit over eager with how many gatherer flags we require, so let's just pause a few of these at the moment. Although I assume that you guys have got too many berries within here. Yes, 20 of 20 berries. Okay, so that actually means that we may need to make our small warehouse a bit more of our priority here as well. Just so then they can store some more food for us, just whilst we get our carrots up and ready here. And a quick scout around the map here, we've got a few new interesting items that we can play with. These are some underground ruins, which are full of metal scraps that we can mine out. And it isn't really too far away here from our main colony, so we can always expand out to that, if not just put down a different district. Guys, there is no need to be thirsty, we have a deep water pump up giving you guys water. And I can see where the waterfall's name is coming into, so we can definitely utilise all of these waterfalls here, just for some power I reckon. And we can get a giant industry sector going on here at some point as well. Lots and lots of metal for us. Well, our farmhouse is now up here, so let's prioritise carrots and planting them. No workers inside this building yet, unfortunately. We do have a few kids who will eventually grow into adults for us, and they can then take that job. But we definitely are going to need a lot of beavers pretty quick here, I reckon. Especially with the amount of plans and builds that I've got in mind for them. And I am pretty impatient, so I just took some of them away from being builders, and they're going to be some farmers for us instead. The pine forest that we have here at the moment is pretty decent, because this is going to give us a lot of wood pretty quickly for these builds. We have a smaller forest just behind and a dead forest here too. So for at least at the moment, we should have enough wood just to keep us going. But I definitely will need to get our inventor posts up here just to get some signs, because we really are going to require a forester just to replant those trees. So much to be done, but so little time and so little beavers. The beginning is always very, very stressful here. I've also seen that we have a barrier here which I will demolish because that will allow water to flow through and just hydrate a bit more land here, which we can always plant some more crops or trees on. And to that hydrating end actually, I have learned of a trick that we will definitely utilise, which will involve these levees here alongside our water dumps, which will require some signs to unlock as well, so yes, we also now need to get these inventor huts up and running ASAP here too. But we now have our small warehouse built for us, so that will be able to store our berries and our carrots for us. And we also have one of our small water tanks up just to store our water. So I do reckon that we're going to be okay for our first drought here. It is only day 4 of cycle 1 at the moment, so I definitely think that we're off to a pretty decent start here. And that is just perfect, guys. Well done. We're going to have science for days. Well, we now have 0 children and 11 adults working in our colony, so it's definitely time that we get these breeding pods working for us, so highest priority for it. Then let's get us some beaver babies, just to be our new workforce. And I believe this beaver here is making up our birthing pod for us at the moment. Perfect, that's it now done. So this build is going to require 2 water and 2 berries in order to make 1 brand new beaver idiot. And we definitely have a few berries to our name, and we do have some water to spare as well. So we'll definitely get up some new beaver babies, I think. And even better actually, I've just seen that we've hit 60 science points, so we are instantly going to unlock our forester build. And let's place that right about there. Now, I think in order to make the forester, we are going to require some planks, which is going to require a lumber mill that we will stick just there for the moment. And our lumber mill is going to require some power in order for it to operate. So let's place down a power hamster beaver wheel then, just to give it that. And whenever we do get our new beaver babies up, then we can stick them straight into the wheel, just to power our new buildings. Well, our breeding pods are now full of water and berries, and our breeding progress is slowly going up here. So soon we should get some new workers in. And oh, look at that little beaver baby in there. Soon it's going to be in here. We are coming to the end of the wood over in this forest here, unfortunately. Just a few more trees to go, so eventually we will need to take down this forest here. I'm hoping by that time though that we might have made some progress into getting our lumber mill up. At least we are now gathering up some carrots here, so hopefully food won't be too much of an issue. Nor will water if we can keep storing it here either. Just looking at our wood front at the moment, I definitely don't think we're going to have enough wood to even dam up some of this water flowing down whenever the first drought does come, seeing as every dam piece is now going to require 20 logs in order to make, which would be 160 of them just to make a dam just across here. So I really doubt that we're going to get a dam in for our first drought, but so long as we have enough food and water, it should still go okay. I say this now, knowing full well that things might go very, very badly, very, very quickly. Our new workforce is nearly complete. I reckon by the end of today that we will have a new beaver baby, so that's going to be exciting to see. In fact, any moment now, I think it might appear. Well, that's an easy way to make beavers, so that works for me. And of course, there's the annoying tick of a drought incoming. 3 days time before the drought comes. We have plenty of water and we have plenty of food for this, so I am a little bit optimistic about it, especially as the initial drought shouldn't be too intense and shouldn't last too long here. But we are definitely prepared for it. That is our lumber mill now up and ready as well, just awaiting some power into it, which I can see our little builder beaver friends coming over just to build our power hamster wheel. So not before long we'll be producing these planks, which means we can get this forester up, which means we can get some more wood in and maybe plant some berries for some more food. All within our very first cycle here, so that is actually very, very good news. What isn't good news is beavers dying of old age before our very first cycle has even ended. That is potential workforce gone to nothing. Come on guys, we need to be better than that. Well, our power hamster beaver wheel is now up and ready, just awaiting a worker, which I get the feeling is going to be Jaryaya here. So I've prioritised the forester to be built, of which we have got all the logs inside it, just awaiting the planks. So I suppose then in the meantime you can get on and build your own housing here. But in the morning the drought will hit, so we will see if our beavers have prepared enough just to survive it or not. And the drought has started. Right guys, good luck. There goes your salvation, right down the drain. But we have plenty of water and we have plenty of food, so hopefully that's going to be enough just to keep us going through this drought. And I think what I will do is just put all of our water pumps just onto pause for the moment, seeing as we're not going to get any water here anytime soon anyway, and maybe our new unemployed beavers will take up a job inside our lumber mill. Thank you very much, Fulgua. That is good to see, guys. That is our lumber mill now up and working here, so we will start producing these planks, meaning that we can start getting up our forester's hut. We have 276 science points, so I'm going to unlock our Levy build for 120 of them, and after we get in another 100 points, I will unlock our water dump, and that is really going to help us start transforming some of the lands around here. We have one more day to go of the drought, and we still have plenty of water, and we still have plenty of food. So I definitely think that we're going to survive this drought without any casualties at least. And just like that, that is our drought now ended, just as our forester's hut becomes complete. And now we can finally come around and plant some trees here, just so that we have plenty of wood. This is absolutely perfect, guys. Well done, the lot of you. And we have a beaver finally coming over here to get rid of this debris here, which will allow our water just to flow through. And during the next drought, this will keep nice and hydrated for us. It's actually hydrated a lot of the land over in this area here too. So, do we put some more crops in, or do we put some more trees down? We have a new type of tree, the chestnut tree, so why not? Let's put some of these down then. They're going to give us out chestnuts, which we can use for food, as well as quite a lot of wood once they get chopped down. And I think, seeing as our babies and beavers all like berries, we will plant down a lot of blueberry bushes down here as well. And our busy forester beaver is immediately out planting down some of these chestnut trees, although he's doing it in a rather odd manner, I've got to admit. Not quite sure why we're doing this diagonally, son, but you know best. And our beavers are happier than ever. We have a new well-being high score of 5. With a lot more work ahead of us, clearly. That's a lot of things that they'll be after, which we'll maybe look into that in time, just so long as they continue doing the good work that they are here today at least. Speaking of good work actually, we now have over 260 science points, which means we can afford our water dump. And if I just clear out a little area over here at the moment, and then we put down some of these levee builds that we have, we can then place this water dump just on top of one of the levees so that the pump end directs water straight into the hole in the centre, which our beavers will then get up to via this little staircase there, and that will put water into the centre part, which will hydrate quite a bit of land just around here as well. And I think our next science point purchase will be for these platforms here, which we will use to expand over the waters here, just to this new piece of land that we can build on, just to give our beavers even more space to expand out on. And I'm probably once again far too late to be attempting this, but I have placed down a dam just over here which will hopefully stop the water from all disappearing within this area here at least. But I doubt he'll have the time or the materials to make that dam here just before the next drought hits. And again, it doesn't help whenever our beavers are dying of old age, because we need the workforce here because we have a lot of expansion plans on the cards. So dying really doesn't help us out here. And I've realised as well that our water dump is going to require logs as well as planks to make, so we need to get our lumber mill back into action as well as the power hamster beaver wheel. It would be nice if we would have some beavers alive who could do that job for us. But we have accumulated enough science points to unlock our platforms, which we will make this bridge across the way then. And these platforms are fairly cheap to make, 2 logs and 4 planks. But that will definitely be helpful just for us to go over to these new pieces of land and get even more resources from them. Our first set of birch trees are now starting to sprout, so we will soon have a nice little abundance of wood from here. And I've seen that they've finished off our second forester's hut, which means that we will eventually get some berries planted down here too. And just in time, because here comes another drought. Well, that's the water dump now complete, and that's the stairs going up to it also now complete. So if we could get a worker inside of it, we could see exactly how much of the land will be hydrated around here. Which I think we have a volunteer, so he should allow water to drip down into it. And yes, that is a lot of area that's going to be hydrated here. And will pretty much stay that way just until we run out of water going into the dump. So if we could place a few more of these type of builds around here as well, then we can definitely get a lot more of the land around here hydrated, which we can then put in some more crops and trees and such. But we really do need to conserve our water at the moment, so I will pause the water dump build just until the drought is done. Then we can continue on with those type of plans. The drought has now started again, guys, so once again, good luck. And to be fair, it's another fairly easy drought that we have to contend with, just lasting 3 days. And we have once again come to the end of another drought with again 0 casualties. But the water has returned once again and our beavers can get straight back to it. So I definitely think our little beaver colony has got off to a good start this time. Let's just see what waits in store for them next time.